So nasa legal po ng DOH.
Okay. Can we expect this in the next hearing na
Opo.
meron na
Opo,
hong resulta dito?
Opo, Mr. Chair.
Salamat
Thank
po.
you.
We would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Lauren Legarda. Ma'am, do you have any opening statement po?
No opening statement. I'd like to listen for a while. I wonder from the chair, thank you, Mr. Chair and Senator JV and PhilHealth and DOH family. Yes, I'd like to listen for a while. Then I've questions. May I know how long this hearing will last? If it will last until right before session?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes, I'll listen for a while and I will interject because I know that this hearing has been going on for a couple of hours and I might be repeating some of the questions that were asked, but I would, yeah. I'm sure the question, okay, Mr. Chair, I'm sure the question of whether the zero budget, because your GOCC anyway will affect the services. And I've read the statements both of the president and CEO of PhilHealth as well as the health secretary that it will not in any way affect. But with that statement, it would not encourage the president or Congress assuming, because we don't know whether we will have to, both houses will have to reconvene if it will be called for a special session, or whether something will be done just in the executive on what is legally possible for them to amend it without violating the law. So with that statement, when you said that we can proceed anyway because you have so much unused funds amounting to, may we know, 600, what is the amount, just to be accurate?
Your Honor,
CEO?
489 billion.
Million.
489 billion.
Billion.
Billion, Your Honor.
489. So with your statement, so the 600 we see in press statements is inaccurate. Plus reserves. Yeah, give us the whole picture, please.
Then it's accurate, Your Honor. Around 600 billion.
600 billion.
Yes.
Say it as such. What is the 489 and why is it 600? You know, when we ask these questions, and my question is very basic. How much do you have? Don't let us draw information from your brains. 489. And then the DOH secretary says there's reserve of 600. So total is 600. So kindly tell us the truth of how much total, whether it is called reserve, what is the 489 called, so that we have a full picture. Because otherwise, if it did not persist in my questioning, then I would have thought that the news reports were inaccurate and the statements of the DOH secretary would have been inaccurate because I saw 600B. But the CEO would say it's 489. And there's a hell of a lot of difference between 600 and 489. So I would have deduced that, oh, there's some anomaly, or at least in my understanding of how much PhilHealth has. So may we request, Mr. Chair, I apologize for just being emphatic, I'm not angry, to just ask everyone very simple basic questions because that's where we're coming from, and to just please advise us. Do you need anything or you are comfortable with what you have because it's a big amount? And the president himself has stated many times that there was not a necessity, it was not necessary to provide any budget for you. In short, meron bang ni isang mahirap na Pilipino na maaapektuhan sa pag-zero ng allocation sa PhilHealth budget? And kindly give us the definition of the 489 and the whole 600. What is the difference? Reserve. What is a 489? If the balance is reserve, what is a 489? Yeah, in simple terms. Thank you.
Your Honor, apologies for the miscommunication. If I can allow my Sir Renet Limsiaco, our head of finance, to give you the details po of the funds. Thank you, Your Honor, Mr. Chair.
But Mr. Chair, if this was already put on record earlier, then I submit, then I will just look at the records. But if the 600 detailed of the funds was not yet given on record, that's important to us.
Iba ang 600 sa 489. Ano ba talagang exact,
600.
no, I mean, anong exact amount ng inyong reserve fund? 600, may lumalabas na 600, sabi niyo 489.
That's why, Mr. Chair, I had to correct them because when I talked to the CEO just now, he said 489 and the DOH secretary said 600 and the reports in media to the public is 600. That is why he admitted it's actually 600. So kindly give us the breakdown of the 600 billion and if the difference between 600 and 489 is reserve, how do you determine what is reserve? What is the reserve definition of terms used for? What is a 489? And give us the breakdown, please. And in what bank is it deposited? What kind of a deposit is it? Is it a time deposit? How much is the interest? And where does the interest go? So what is the principal? What bank? Who's account officer in charge? Are these several banks? What is the, give us the details of the 600. Is it 600B? 600.1001? I mean, ano ba? Detalya po. The Filipino people need to know. And my second question would be, meron ba ni isang Pilipino na maaapektuhan dahil siniro? Hindi kami ha, wala ako sa BICAM ha, na siniro ang PhilHealth. At yung mga, pangatlong tanong, yung mga ospital at mga serbisyo na umaangal sa amin dahil kami ang nasa field na marami raw babayaran ang PhilHealth sa kanila, bakit nyo para naman kayong may rubber band sa mga pockets ninyo na may pera ayaw ilabas? Hindi nyo pera yan ha? Kayo'y empleyado ng gobyerno, parang tayong lahat ha. Babayaran nyo dapat in a timely manner lahat ng mga kinauutangan ninyo. That's fiscal discipline. I think your background is finance. Ibalanse nyo ang fiscal discipline at saka ang serbisyo sa mga nangangailangan na mga miyembro ng PhilHealth. At nandito ang mga author ng Universal Health Care. At dapat sa Universal Health Care, sa aking pag-iintindindi, dahil ako rin ay isa sa mga author, ay point of care. Hindi na kailangan maglabas ng ID. Hindi na kailangan ng guarantee letter sa mayor, congressman, senator. Ay inaasikaso na sa pampublikong ospital. Inaasikaso na sa may MOA ang DOH. So lahat na. And just for the record, Mr. Chair, and the principal author and sponsor, Senator JV, and you would know that because you were my vice chair when I was finance. Even before the universal health care was enacted into law, Senator JV, what did I do? What did we do? You were my vice chair for health. I covered, as chairman of finance, every Filipino, every indigent Filipino. Sec Mina Pangandaman knows this. She's now the DBM secretary. She was with me. Alam to ni Attorney Yoli Doblon, where is she? She was the head of the LBRMO. Director Irene knows this. She was also the deputy staff of Attorney Doblon. Kaya ng national budget, wala pang universal health care na lahat ng mahirap, point of care, pagpasok, hindi kailangan magpakita ng ID o GL ng lahat ng pampublikong ospital bago magkaroon ng batas. At salamat na isa batas namin. Okay, pakisagot po. Maraming salamat.
Before you answer that, no, Senator Ligarda, na-discuss na po natin, Ma'am Lauren, na-discuss po namin earlier ito, some sa mga questions mo. Pakisagot lang po, Mr. Renato Limsiaco, kung ano yung tama, no? Kung 600 o 489. Kasi nung budget hearing, iba yung binakita nyo sa amin na figures. So, iba't ibang figures ang lumalabas ngayon. Pangalawa, Senator Lauren, pang-11th hearing ko na po ito ng Committee on Health. Naka-anim na po ako sa PhilHealth dito. At nung sabi ko nga sa kanila, wala sanang excess funds, wala sanang reserve funds, kung yung inimplementa nila ng maaga, yung expand benefit packages, increase case risk, This week lang po sila nagkandarapa to increase the case rates. This week lang po sila nagkandarapa to expand benefit packages. So kung inagahan yon, walang excess funds na wawalisin ng National Treasury, walang reserve fund na makikita, at maraming pasyente ang makikinabang, yung mga mahirap nating kababayan, kung inaksyonan po ito ng maaga. Anyway, sagutin niyo po yung katanungan ni Senator
Yeah.
Lauren.
Mr. Chair, pakisagot kasi lahat ng ating pinaikot-ikot dito, sabi nga nyo, 11 hearings na. Simple lang po ang tanong ko. Sa inyo po nang galing yung figures nyo. Meron kayong 600 billion. Sabi nyo, yung balanse, if you deduct magkano 489 600 minus 489, yung diferensya nun, investment, reserve. Definition of terms, ano po yung reserve? Tapos sinabi din nyo, meron kayong 489 billion sa investment portfolio. Gusto ko maintindihan, ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng investment portfolio? What is the nature of the investment? It has to be discussed. That is not your money, that is public money. What is the risk profile? How much is the forecast revenue and for what? And what are the financial institutions where this is lodged? And I would like them to explain to us because kinakaltasan lahat tayo ng PhilHealth. Kayo ang may hawak. Habang namamatay ang mga tao, humihingi ng guarantee letter ang habang proseso. While you are floating in billions, hundreds of billions of cash. So, definition of terms, ano po yung risk profile, at sinong may hawak ng pera ng taong bayan na nakalaan sa PhilHealth. Simple lang po maaring sa Filipino tayo magsalita para maintindihan dahil gusto rin namin malaman. Salamat po.